Anyway, hello there guys, and welcome to GRL Season 3. This is round 17 for GP1.1 here at the land of the rising sun. Well, despite not having the sun, it's actually pretty overcast here for the Japanese Grand Prix. Anyway, nonetheless, this has been its full this is its full 17, and I am alongside with Owen today.
Konnichiwa. Not being racist or anything like that, please don't monetize us for that on YouTube. But hello.
But we do have, I think, two new drivers. We have the likes of Bad Bradford 22 in the Sauber, and we also have Finn Doggy Dog in the Toro Rosso. Those are the two new drivers for 1.1. 11. But you can, I think you, Owen, have the race weather report.
Yep. Just got it earlier. It was in Q1. It's going to be wet to dry quali, but also a dry race. At the moment, it's dry.
So it looks like as Bad Bradford is going to be starting on his first flying lap on his debut here at GRL. As he now approaches the entry, as he goes super wide midway point of 1 and 2, and he has backed off.
Well, 2, 1 and 2 are kind of a hard, tricky corners, especially at top speed.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to judge.
Yep.
Turn 1 and turn 2, because it turns in, it's from a slight kink to an actual corner.
Yep, the next car that was out.
Tricks.
On board with Harry Ham.
Oh, it is Harry Ham. Yep. So now on the exit of Degner 2. And now on the sharp hairpin. Very good knee exit there. And now he will fire all cylinders, coming up to the most notorious corner in the Japanese Grand Prix, which is the Spoon corner. From a long swooping left to a sharp left.
Yep. His teammate His teammate lets him past him. We'll get there in the end.
And now Harry Ham is on the exit of 130R. Now brakes very hard on the chicane.
Okay.
Right, go now.
Yep. And across his line does a 135.5. Not bad for...
Oh, a good banker lap from Harry Ham there.
Yep.
And this is done on the medium tyre.
Optical G is into a barrier.
Meanwhile, Trix has done a 131.6.
Yeah, you can definitely tell between supers and...
Oh, and it looks like Optical G has just got a 5 place grid penalty for a collision with Squiddy.
Something must not have been good in the partner then. Something must have kicked off. Squiddy doesn't appear to have... Well, yeah, Squiddy's got some damage on his wing.
He does have front wing damage, yeah, he has.
Yeah, so I think something must have kicked off between Optical and Squiddy then.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Sector 1 and Sector 2 again. Yes, that's just...
that's Optical G again. Squiddy is going to be limping away back into the pits as he lost both of his front end plates of his front wing.
Right, Bad Bradford Bad Bradford's coming up to the last 3 corners.
So as Bad Bradford goes across the line, I'm now on board with Finn Doggy Dog.
Oh, nice time, 132.2 for Bad Bradford on his debut.
Only 6/10 slower than the Scuderia Ferrari, and he's on a much harder compound.
Oh, it's on the super softs. Apparently. So P1R Brown is in second sector, coming up to the swooping left. Which is that sharp spin. One little mistake on that, you're gone. That's for any driver.
There we go.
Battery cut out.
No, I was just sorting some stuff for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, okay. Multi-killed deal crashed it.
Oh.
Don't know where. Don't know how.
Looks like Optical G is struggling.
Yeah, P1 on
Well,
Brad
we do say one thing, that Japan is quite a technical circuit. Lots of people like it, while some of us hates it.
Yeah. As you were saying, Doggy Dog did a fastest lap of 130.3.
Very good strong lap from
Brandon
Doggy Dog there.
And Brandon did a 131.8. That slots him into third. Only 2 tenths.
Very good strong lap from Brandon as well.
And he is on the verge of being a quicker. He's got some traffic in front of him. I believe it's a Renault.
It does. I think that could possibly be Sonogo.
Oh god, I need to sneeze.
Oh no, it's P1R Brown. Because P1R Brown is going to be crossing the line to finish his lap. And it does a 131.5, whereas Brandon has gone faster with a 130.1 on the mediums.
He must have got that tow from the Renault.
Despite doing this quite late, for all the viewers that are watching the Japanese Grand Prix for 1.1, feel free to ask me and Owen any questions. Just message Owen's gamertag, and we'll try and answer them as best as we can, and also as thorough as we can.
Yes. Squiddy is on his out lap on softs.
And I think what I could also do is do a question towards the viewers. And that question is what do you think of your season overall here at GRL? And what do you think could be your upcoming accomplishments for either next season or the next 5 races of your division? As always, let us know by messaging Owen. As we go on to Yaya Sonogo, as it goes on to Spoon Corner. He's done 1 lap on the softs, but it did look like that
He invalidated it.
Invalidated. So he's going for 1 more run, and he's gone up by 2.6 seconds.
Brandon spun it on 6.3.
So as Sonogo now goes onto the Start finish straight, takes the closest line, goes fastest by 2.4, no 1.4 seconds.
Now that is so good that time.
A 1:28.7.
I think that's also because
That's a fantastic lap.
I think that's also because that the track now is really quick enough.
It's getting quicker and quicker, yeah.
Yeah. Once there's rubber on the track, it gets there.
Quite surprisingly, because there's only 11 drivers, only one of them will be knocked out.
And
There could be a possibility that the person that will be knocked out will be Optical G. So it does mean that Nicky Taylor, Damien Squiddy and Dazzler will be going through into Q3. Whereas Squiddy goes fastest by 6/10 with a 1:28.1.
Nice lap from Squiddy. Let's see what Nicky Taylor can do. His out lap.
Well, we do understand that Squiddy's setup is qualifying worthy.
But is it race worthy?
But for race trim, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. But will he have the consistency that he will probably get in quali into the race?
Well, we don't actually know, so we are possibly going to find out.
I don't think Aaron Dazzler is there. I'm not sure because he's been in the. Oh no, he's there.
He's on his outlap now, so he's gone out very late.
I guess he's doing the one
So
lap.
we go and have a look on Nicky Taylor. As he now onto the S's and now heading up towards Dunlop.
Yep, that's a nice
It's a very wide exit.
Wide exit, but
On to Degner 1 and 2. Takes the two Degners perfectly done.
here comes the sharp left-hand, well, swooping left-hander.
Going on to the sharp hairpin. Tries to minimalise the wheel spin on the exit, which he kind of does.
Yep. Track on set to 1, I think it won't be.
And now Nicky Taylor is on Spoon Corner.
Two of the most hard, well, easiest corners to score up on, especially on the exit. Go too fast on throttle.
Now he's going to be opening the ERS entirely and heading up towards 130R.
Oh, looks like he.
Takes it significantly wide.
But has that cost him the lap? We don't know.
No,
I think it
it
might.
doesn't look like that he has any problems on the bump. And he goes 5th fastest.
1:31. Gonna be on board with.
So we'll have a look at Aaron Dazzler.
Okay, I'll let you look at them. Be on board with.
Aaron Dazzler is going to be heading onto the S section. S is after turn 2. So we can see how smooth and a fully committed Dazzler will be.
Doggy Dog just did a 1:29.4. That moves him up to 3rd.
Very good lap from Doggy Dog there. Meanwhile, Aaron Dazzler is now approaching onto the second sector. Proper committing on the two Degners with a slight lock up coming up onto the second, and he spins it.
Harry Ham did a 1:29.8. That moves him up to 4th.
Dazzler spun it on Degner 2.
I'm on board with P1 on Brown. See what lap he does. Locks up a little bit. But gets there. Going around the last corner down straight.
the
There's a
outer section.
1:27.6. Nice lap from him.
Very good lap from P1R Brown.
And be on
So,
board with Nicky Taylor.
Unfortunately, Aaron Dazzler,
And he goes into pits.
despite Optical G retiring, will not make it.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he just left it too soon.
Unless he is going to try and finish the lap. That does mean that he will make it, and he does a 1.43. So he does make it.
Either way, even if he does a lap, he still makes it, so.
As Brandon does a 129.1.
Yep. Okay, next up is Brad. Or is it?
Bradford. Yeah, we've got Bradford.
Bradford goes across the line, does a...
On 1:34.4.
So he stays in ninth.
Seem to have lost a lot of time. And Harry
Harry stays in sixth.
Stays in 6th place.
So we lose Optical G.
Very unfortunate for Optical G there. He's had a very tough Q2 session.
Yeah.
Suffering a lot of wheel spin.
And also colliding with Squiddy. That gave him a 5 grid place penalty.
5 grid place penalty, but it doesn't seem to phase him at all because he will be starting at the back nonetheless.
So he'll be on fresher tyres, I guess.
Yep.
But now, this is the penultimate question. He'll be on pole at the start of the race.
This will be the biggest question of all. GP1 Brown now tops the Q2 results with a 127.697 with Squiddy only just over 4 tenths behind him with a 128.104. Meanwhile, Sonogo's 6 tenths slower than Squiddy with a 128.7. And then Brandon in 4th with 129.1. A full second behind between Squiddy and Brandon.
With the newcomer Doggy Dog in 5th.
Harry Ham is in 6th, Taylor 7th, Trix is the only one that's going to be on the supers, and Bradford is going to be the only one on the mediums.
And that leaves Dazzler
on the softs.
On the softs. So this is going to be interesting.
So we're now on to Q3.
When all cars are on the same tyre. And look at that, it's a sunny Japan.
It's now finally the land of the rising sun. What was it? What was his? G's left. So
yeah, must be something kicked off. Like I said,
possibly.
And that's a Renault that's up first.
Feel free if you want to try and invite him back in the game.
Who's up first? I think it's Ferrari.
No, it's not.
Oh no, it's Brad.
It's Bradford again.
Right, just send invite to Optical G. Come back to the game. Oh, Bradford lets his team go and Brown go.
Yeah, so he's actually he is desperate to get the clean air that he needs. But it's going to be quite awkward of him to try and get the clean air that he wants, because Japan is quite difficult to pull away, really. As Bradford now goes onto the back straight towards 130R. Meanwhile, Harry Ham will be starting his fly lap first. And now brakes very, very hard onto the chicane.
P1 on Brown.
And now Harry Ham is commencing his flying lap.
Ooh, just seen Trix go super wide and onto the gravel.
So he has messed up his super soft tyres for his first run.
I'm on board with P1 on Brown, and you keep an eye on Harry.
Meanwhile, Harry Ham is on the exit of Dunlop Corner. We're now approaching the two Degners. Ooh, and overshoots it.
Yeah, I've just seen the smoke then. Must have Braked a bit
Luckily his
late.
car's not trapped in the gravel pit.
Yeah. A bit unlucky for him, mate. As we see, Pilar Brown coming up to the two vulnerable corners of the speed.
Oh, and another one. And it's Dazzler.
Yes, everybody's liking that corner.
I think because Degner 1 is quite a sudden corner,
It's just Degner
the
2
reaction
that
time
catches
to
up.
get to Degner 2 is just super small.
Yeah. As P1 Brown coming around the last corner.
It's either that
lap
or...
time of a 126.0.
Wow.
126.9.
126.9.
That's all the 9s are around.
With Bad Bradford with a 128.5. 1.6 seconds. There's Brandon now. But it does look like that Trix will be getting his lap banked. Harry Ham's done a 156 because of the off, and Brandon's only done a 128.5 as well. What's David Smith does a 128.1?
121, yeah, 128. That you say.
And it did look like the Trix crossed the line, but he invalidated.
There's no-go coming around.
It was a no-go.
128.4.
Pretty good, neat lap from a fellow Renault driver. Finn Donkey Dog does a 128.5 as well. Only beats Bradford by 600ths.
I thought I saw Trix just lose it then. He kept it. Nick Taylor did a
Dazzler's now gone into the pits.
Nick Taylor does a 156.8, so he must have spun it somewhere. He's going a bit too much on the curb, I can say that for sure, because there's a lot of dirt coming.
Well, we know for a fact that this track is kind of a whether you love it or you hate it type circuit.
Most drivers love it, most drivers hate it. What you all gotta do is just respect it.
Yeah. So Harry Ham improves from the 129.2, whilst Triggs has done a 128.2. But Brandon now replies back with a 128.170. It's now half a tenth behind Squiddy.
Harry Ham has lost it on sector 1. I think he lost it on the first two corners. Yeah.
I think everyone is actually struggling on getting a bit of tailwind.
I think they're just struggling, they must be struggling in the back of the car for grip. Because first corners...
Slightly even balance. Meanwhile, Nicky Taylor's going to be crossing the line, so he can finish his final lap on 1 minute 30.7.
Again, sector 2.
Ooh, and Harry Apples loses it again.
On board at Aaron Dazzler, and Dazzler as he coming up to his... coming up to the end of second sector 2. End of second sector 2, goddammit.
He's going up, he is approaching Spoon Corner. So despite the slight off at the Degner's section, now Aaron Dazzler approaching onto the last two corners to start his flying lap.
Nicky Taylor's losing it again.
Takes a wider line to start the flying lap for the fellow Force India driver. Now approaching turn 1 and 2. Takes a very neat, takes a very good line.
Yeah, turn 3 and turn 4.
Oh, there was a slight touch of grass on the approach of the start of the S's.
It looks like he's losing a little bit of grip at the rear.
There's a little bit of ground. Oh, and he goes off again. On Dunlop.
Is that too fast on throttle, or is that just rear end just giving up?
Could be the rear end. Again, because obviously we're Japan is quite, quite high up. Well, not as high up. It's about almost as high into the mountains.
It's pretty much going uphill.
The air altitude, the air altitude is a lot thinner, which means there won't be a lot of downforces, I think. Meanwhile, Sonogo actually takes second off of Squiddy, doing a 127.6.
So pretty much the car is literally going uphill and also down at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, he loses it.
Oh, and he loses it again. At 130R.
I think that's just because he went onto the grass a little bit and just lost it.
I think he clearly knows that these super softs are gone. So he needs to get himself back into the pits and set another lap. Meanwhile, Squiddy, Brandon and Trix and Harry Ham are out on their out lap.
And Snurgle,
Whereas
who's on his actual proper lap. I don't think he's
on his in lap.
he's pitting in as well.
So, by the looks of it, OS Trix will be getting his first on his next flying lap first. Out of the 45 drivers, those are on their out laps.
Then it will be Harry and whoever.
And Finn Doggy Dog is also on his out lap as well. While OS Trix, rocking number 15. Is now approaching onto the first two corners, takes it beautifully done.
I was trying to look at the
slight bit of understeer.
Have a little look at
And he's invalid. He's slowed down.
Next up is Harry Ham. Nice approach going into.
Takes the exit a lot more neater than Trix.
Brandon is slowly losing it.
Oh, I think Harry Ham double shifted onto the approach of Dunlop. This people on Brand is now on his out lap.
Right, I'm on board with Brandon.
And now Aaron Dazzler's on his out lap, but could it be too late?
Oh, something happened sector 1, sector 2. Which
Harry Ham
is
is now
Doggy Dog.
approaching onto Spoon Corner. Goes super wide. Goes wide on the midway point of Spoon. But he's still going. There's Finn Doggy Dog.
Let's Harry go past.
As Harry Ham goes up onto the last three corners. Starts his final fly lap as Nicky Taylor's retired from the session. So that means he will be starting in P10 as Harry Ham now crosses the line and gets P6 with a 128.3.
Yeah, nice time for Harry. Next up.
Meanwhile, Finn Doggy Dog is going to be starting on his lap once more. Meanwhile, Bradford is now coming up onto the sharp left-hander.
Next up afterwards is Brandon, and Harry lost it. Has Harry put it in? Harry lost? Yeah, Harry lost it.
Oh.
I think Doggy Dog.
So Sonogo. And Dazzler's not going to make it, so he's going to be starting in P10.
Brandon's got one more lap to go. As he's in third.
And Brandon's done a 127.8. Squiddy is not improved, he's still on a 128.1. And it looks like Brandon's actually losing the back end a little bit. The S's are now onto Dunlop corner. And he's getting even more oversteer and he's gone onto the gravel.
He's lucky he didn't spin the car and go into a wall.
No, that is correct. Meanwhile, Bradford has actually jumped up.
P1 Brown has improved his time.
By only 200ths though.
Yeah. Yeah, Doggy Dog had. I
As
think Doggy
Trix
Dog's
has
run out of fuel.
now dropped Squiddy into P5.
Yeah, I think Doggy Dog might have run out of fuel, but I don't know.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, he's just saying it won't pass, so he knows he's out. Yeah, now
But
Dazzler in
the two
10th.
debutants starting 7th and 8th. It's actually not good. It's actually not a bad start, in my opinion.
Like, even though this track is kind of a hard one to start your debut on,
Yeah,
give
very, very
props to
hard
him. They're
circuit. Yeah.
only 2 tenths between each other, so I give credit when credit's due. They've both got speed for GP1.1. But that's just in qualifying. Now we just need to figure out what they got in the race.
Yeah, that is true. So then, as is it for Q3, P1R Brandon Sonogo secures a Renault front row lockout, with Brandon starting in 3rd, actually redeeming himself from having a bad qualifying session last week at Russia. OS Trix has actually done very well to get 4th, whereas Squiddy is actually good. I think it would be a little bit disappointed that he isn't in the top 3, but it might be a little bit happy that he's made it into the top 5.
Yeah.
I don't think Ultimate G is not going to be joining back. So that does mean that we will be having 10 drivers from Q3.
If all of them survives, then it'll be all getting points. If it survives, because I think there might be a couple of crashes in this race. Especially
this is for Q3.
Especially if
as obviously been told before, Renault front row lockout with Brandon in 3rd. Trix will secure the 2nd row in 4th place. Squiddy will take 5th place with Harry Ham rounding up the 3rd row in 6th. Bradford and Doggy Dog, the two debutants, will round up the 4th row, with Nicky Taylor starting in 9th, and Aaron Dazzler actually struggled to set a flying lap in Q3, and just as he was about to get to the line, doesn't make it.
Yeah. I've got a screenshot of that.
So I got the same screenshot as well.
Yep.
So we do have the 5-minute break, and the race will start at about 12 minutes to 9. So we'll find out on the tyre compounds, and it does look like that 80% of the drivers are going to be starting on the softs, whereas 10%, whereas Trix is going to be starting on the supers, and Bradford's going to be starting on the mediums.
Right, I'm just gonna put the quality result into the chat. So
R1.1.
Yep. For the studs.
Label it as Q3.
Oh, I just put down quality banks on myself. Sorry. It's technically the end of right.
So then, now time for the prediction.
Yay, my beautiful board has returned.
I'll let you do yours first, as you are guest.
Ooh. Put the pressure on me, huh? This is actually going to be a close one.
We do obviously understand that Japan is very hard to try and close the gap, or even try and gain the gap, because of how very compact the track is.
Yeah, but it's also a track that is heavily grippy and also takes a lot out of your tyres. Especially in the...
Plus being more unforgiving as well with some of the curves. I think on the last part of the S section, Dunlop corner, Degner 1 and 130R.
So I will say that I go Yaya first because
oh really?
yeah think he might have a good enough start, and if he gets the inside line into turn 1 and turn 2, he probably have a good and also have a good exit. I'd probably say he
Yeah.
may keep first, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know because of, well, it could be team orders or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go Brown
No one knows.
second because I think the car might just catch on him and just may spin him a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna drop down that much. And
Okay.
I am gonna say Harry Ham for third because I think that Sauber in sixth might have a may just get a good start and probably overtake Squiddy into the first couple of corners.
Interesting.
So
Very,
I'll
very
say
interesting.
Harry.
So that is Owen's predictions. Owen is predicting Yaya in first, Brown second, and Harry Ham in third for the end of the race. So now on to my predictions of 1.1, and I think I would say the same and say Sonogo, because I think we have seen in the past that Sonogo gets super good starts, like with P1R Brown.
Yeah.
But I think Sonogo does kind of get a much better edge because of him being on the inside line and so on.
As the drivers go. Doing that.
For second, I'd say Trix. I think Trix is one of the drivers that is very easy to miss. You think he's not. You think he's going to have a bit of an average race, but you can just never know what's going to unfold.
Yep. Brandon needs to catch up to Yaya.
And then for third, I might say Bradford. I think he might have a good tyre strategy. For starting on the mediums, I think he has a good tyre strategy, in my opinion.
I'm going to say the drivers to watch is Bradford and Doggy Dog. Because
I think for the drivers to watch, I think the one driver to watch, I'd say would be Harry Ham.
okay.
But anyway, as we are waiting for the rest of the grid to line up, I do have the GP1.1 stand-ins. I do have the GP1.1 stand-ins of GRL here at Season 3 as we are into round 17, and the standings are as follows. Dazzler still holds the lead of the Drivers' Championship on 263 points, with P1R Brand just 17 points shy away from him, whereas Brandon is only 21 points shy off of the Renault driver. Squiddy on 111 points with Sonogo on 105, only 6 points separated with the two Renault-powered Formula 1 drivers. Lecky is staying in 10th, but unfortunately he isn't actually here with us, which is a bit of a shame. Meanwhile, Harry Ham has got 18 points with Trix on 8. Let's not forget that Harry Ham and Trix has joined super late, which is very, very unfortunate between them as well. And
I will go from
the constructors.
I'll go from Brad downwards. You stick to the
As we
top
go
6.
to 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix.
And they go.
And it's lights out and away we go. And it actually looks like P1R Brown's actually gone off to an okay start. Meanwhile, Owen Strix has actually gone off for a lightning start, going all the way down to the middle on the approach of turn 1 and 2. But Brandon's actually fought twice and gone for a very good move onto Trix onto the inside line, and now jumps up a position. Whereas Sonogo's actually lost 2 positions from Brandon and Owen Strix. Meanwhile, Squid has actually stayed in the same position. Meanwhile, whilst Finn Doggy Dog actually jumps up a position, whereas P1R Brown tries to gain a position back. And looks like Taylor's actually trying to go up for a position as well as he goes onto the outside of Degna 1 and Degna 2.
They're pushing there, but they're still side by side.
Meanwhile, those tricks is actually still keeping on to the back of Brandon. Whilst Brandon's actually starting to lose the time and ground of people on Brand now. Meanwhile, I think Sonogo's the biggest loser now at the moment. After losing 2 positions, after a very good immense qualifying position to secure the Renault front row lockout. But it did look like they bogged down at the start.
Yeah, I think it might have just been probably too late on the clutch or something like that. Zion Dazzler looks like he's gonna overtake Nicky Taylor.
Looks like Finn Doggy Dog's actually gone for a move onto Harry Ham, but it looks like Harry Ham has defended really, really well off of Finn Doggy Dog. Harry Ham gets a little bit onto the grass, but it looks like Ham has got the pace to stay ahead of him.
Yeah, but Doggy Dog is not giving up whatsoever.
But Doggy Dog actually breaks super early and goes round onto the inside of Harry Ham. But Harry Ham will have the inside line onto the start of the S section and defends perfectly well.
I think I'm going to say there's going to be like a dogfight out there. But continue.
Meanwhile, Brandon has actually started on to the train of the battle for second with OS Tricks, Sonogo and Squiddy following suit of the Force India driver as they now approach onto the heavy braking hairpin. The left-hander. It's actually a very awkward negative cambered corner. Kind of dips onto the apex a little bit, makes the entry curb, well, the corner curb a little bit more daunting, whereas Squid's actually losing the ground a little bit.
Ryan Dazzler and Doggy Dog's having a battle for 7th.
As Aaron Dazzler's going to be going too wide on the approach of 130R, and it looks like he will get there, which he does.
Yeah. The Doggy Dog's not doing it.
From Aaron Dazzler there.
This
versus lap of 132.1 to start lap 3 with DRS fully enabled, but Finn Doggy Dog is actually keeping up with Aaron Dazzler as Aaron Dazzler puts his car into the middle, which kind of negates Doggy Dog to try and go for a move, and Dazzler defends perfectly the first 2 corners.
There's a 4-way battle for 3rd.
Still a 4-way battle for 3rd, meanwhile...
4-way battle for 2nd, I mean.
Not Nicky Taylor's actually catching up with Finn Doggy Dog. Ever so slightly, meanwhile Aaron Dazzler's actually catching up to Harry Ham, which by the looks of it, Harry Ham is red barring, but it doesn't look like it seems to be that much of a big issue. It doesn't seem to be too jittery. Seems like to be that much of a problem. Meanwhile Tricks, as you can continue if you want.
Tricks is slowly catching up. Well, he's catching up on Brandon, but only just catching up. Well, not only that, Squiddy is also catching up.
Brandon gets a little bit of oversteer, and same goes for Tricks.
So that gives Sonogo and Squiddy a chance, while Squiddy's got the RS on Sonogo. Well, pretty much all of us got the RS on Squiddy.
It does look like that Tricks has actually lost time on the chicane there. Meanwhile, Squiddy was actually utilising the toe off of Sonogo, and Squiddy now goes onto the inside on the approach of turn 2 and makes the beautiful move on the approach of the S section and now gains a position. Sonogo has lost another one in the span of 4 laps.
Yeah, I think the people in the Renault hitbox area is just not happy while Trixton went onto the grass.
It looks like Brandon's actually lost a lot of time on the
Tricks, but Squiddy's still right behind.
Dunlop. Meanwhile, Tricks is actually trying to go for a move on Degner 2, but we knew that Degner 2, it's very, very sudden that corner on the exit because it's after Degner 1. Yeah. Meanwhile, Squiddy's actually trying to go side by side onto the approach of Spoon, and now it's going to be sticking onto the toe.
Gearbox.
Right onto the gearbox off of Tricks, but he backs off. Meanwhile, Tricks actually loses it with a slight lock-up on the last part of Spoon. And again, he's losing more ground to Brandon. Oh, Squiddy, he's going to be trying to go onto the outside of Tricks to 130R.
I think it's the super softs.
Oh, there's been a slight touch.
They nearly took each other out.
There's been a slight touch, but
Squiddy got... Ooh, big contact there. But it's a big battle between them both. Oh, no contact.
There's been some more contact. Oh,
and Yo-Yo just got in the middle of it.
Got caught in the middle of it, and Dazzler now.
Dazzler moves up to 5th.
Has now moved up into 5th.
Something up in sector 1.
And Squiddy now is defended super aggressive. And has now cost Tricks time.
Chaos on this track, sure.
Oh, Squiddy's lost it.
I think these guys need to cool down a little bit and get back to normal racing because it's just literally a huge fight.
It's almost a massive cluster, really. As Harry Ham is actually sticking by with those Tricks, and it looks like Tricks is gone for it. Has now dropped to 5th, so now goes into 4th. Meanwhile, Nicky Taylor's actually closing the gap onto Squiddy. Meanwhile, Squiddy's actually closing the gap onto OS Tricks. And it does actually look like the Tricks has got wing damage. It does look like he's slowed down ever so by a huge amount. And now Squiddy is now trying to go for a move onto Tricks again. Hopefully he's not going to use that much aggression. He's gone onto the right side.
He's got him.
So he's gone onto the inside and now has made it stick. But it looks like Tricks is going to try to go for a switchback off of Squiddy. Squiddy goes a little bit on the grass. And that's almost a too wide attempt on the approach of the S's.
Yeah, but then there's Nick Taylor behind him as well. But this race is awesome.
Oh, it looks like Tricks has got the understeer on Dunlop corner.
But so did Nicky Taylor as he goes a little bit onto the grass. And Brad's got 2 seconds.
Bradford gets a 3-second time penalty after the span of 6 laps.
Yeah. I think... Oh. Since went to Snogo, but... Oh yeah, Snogo went into the pits.
Dazzler's made the most positions with 7.
And Tricks has a 3-second time penalty. Oh, multiple corner warning.
Oh, but it looks like Nicky Taylor got a perfect traction on the exit spoon, but it looks like Tricks will have the speed because of the super softs.
Yeah, I guess he backed off a little bit, but those super softs have to... Must be a bit worn now.
I think it looks like there's been a little bit of a slight nudge from Nicky Taylor, and it looks like Tricks has now entered into the pits. Meanwhile, Bradford is going to be utilising the DRS and the tow as he looks for a move, but he has backed off. So very good patience from Bradford there.
So at the moment it's P1 Brown in 1st, Brandon in 2nd, Dazzler in 3rd, Harry in 4th, Squiddy in 5th, Taylor in 6th, Brad 3rd in 7th, Trickster, well, Doggy down in 8th, Trickster in 9th, so they go in 10th. So
we're now on to lap 7.
And the closest battle at the moment is Bradford and Taylor.
Nicky Taylor, but it looks like Squiddy is actually catching up to Harry Ham. Whereas Dazzler's actually catching up to his... well, is catching up to his teammate of Brandon. Brandon's losing a lot of time onto P1R Brown, with the gap between them is now 8.2 seconds.
Yeah, P1 Brown, when everything was happening, just went. But also with Dazzler being on softer tyres, well, on cleaner tyres, should I say. It could be team
fresher
orders.
tyres, he can
Yeah.
push the car even a little bit more than of the worn users.
As
As Bradford
Oh, Dazzler
takes them apexes perfectly, and it does look like that Brandon's let Dazzler through.
Yeah, team orders, I guess.
Meanwhile, Bradford is getting the DRS and ERS. Well, he's way too far back. And again, good patience.
Yeah, you must be thinking those softs will be worn into a little bit of less grip. And those mediums look perfectly fine.
Well, Harry Ham is actually closing the gap onto Brandon now. Brandon is now struggling. He's obviously sticking with Aaron Dazzler to try and get the toe off of his teammate. It doesn't look like it seems to be that much of effect.
Squiddy with a 3-second time penalty. It's keep an eye on Bradford for you while you keep an eye on Brandon. I'm gonna get those two rolling around on this one.
Well, I've got eyes on Harry Ham's perspective. I think it
Yeah,
does actually look like that Aaron Dazzler.
Catching.
It does actually look like that Aaron Dazzler's. Well, Brandon is trying to utilise Dazzler's toe to try and gain up the time that he's lost, as Pino Bragg goes faster with a 1:31.8. As Dazzler with a slight lock up on the approach to the chicane. Smith gets the 3-second time penalty. And now Harry Ham has got the DRS off of Brandon, so he is going to be closing up a little bit more. Meanwhile, Bradford is also closing a little bit, closing even more, but it doesn't look like he's going to make it.
Nope, he's just biding his time
Getting
again.
closer to Nicky Taylor, so he is biding his time again. So huge respect from him, and also the patience that he has.
Yeah, well, at the moment the big battle is second between two
I think
Force
it's
Indians
kind of
and
a battle
a
for third at the moment. It's about for third. Because we obviously know that Brandon and
Wilson are going to
Dazzler.
1.8. That's the fastest lap.
Brandon and Dazzler are teammates, as Dazzler goes super wide on the hairpin.
That gives Brandon
Lost him
a
like
good chance.
It's lost him almost about 1 1/4 tenths of the car in front.
As the gap between Brown and Dazzler is 13.6 seconds. But
Yeah,
is
bigger and bigger.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it looks like Bradford is actually using the time now that he's gained off of Nicky Taylor. Well, Harry Ham is actually losing a lot of ground onto Brandon now. Brandon is now struggling as Dazzler locks up at Degner 2.
I lost him.
And
goes wide as well.
Now had to do it all over again.
Yeah.
And he's now got dirt on his softs. So he has to slow right down to try and alleviate all of the gravel and stone off of his tyres. And now his softs are just going to be feeling horrible. As Bradford is actually gaining the time back now.
Yep.
From being 8 tenths down, he's now 2 tenths. As he now is onto the approach of the braking zone of the chicane.
It was a bit It looks like he goes a bit too far.
Went for the shit. He's gone for the switchback. He's gone for the switchback. Trying to go onto the outside, but doesn't make it. But he will have the DRS and ERS to follow suit and utilise the current Ferrari engine, and now takes P6.
Oh, will Nicky Taylor go? Will get it back? But no, he doesn't. He just keeps on. As Ham is catching up on Brandon.
Well, Squiddy's actually losing a lot of time. And Bradford is catching up to Aaron Dazzler.
But Bradford's shown a lot of heart out there, mate.
I think the mediums are kicking in.
Yeah.
Because I think the softs are close to their pit window.
Probably. I don't know.
Oh, as Harry Ham takes a
He's
very
a bit wide.
unorthodox
Yeah, but that
corner.
the traction he got from that is not great.
Seems to have worked.
Yeah. Nicky Taylor on Bradford. As the gap closes down on that.
As Pimon Brown now starts lap 12 of 27. Brandon and Harry Ham. Squiddy. Could it possibly be the same? No, Dazzler stays out.
So does Bradford.
And Bradford stays in, stays out. With Taylor getting a 5-second stop, go.
What can this race do that it hasn't already done?
As Brandon, Harry Ham, Squiddy are now on the mediums.
So this track can easily be a one-stop, but it depends on.
It is a guaranteed one stop.
Yeah, and Dazzler
doesn't lose it again.
Bradford gets past.
And now takes P2.
So Pimon Brown has a full pit stop.
Has a full pit stop. And there's a yellow flag.
And Squiddy goes.
And it's Squiddy. Squiddy's now got some gravel on his tyres now.
I nearly said Smithy. I nearly said Smithy there. Sorry. God, you had one job.
So it does look like that Pimon Brown will be maintaining the lead.
And Nicky Taylor.
And Dazzler's in.
Yep. For the stars of finance, Yaya is going on the inside of Nicky Taylor. Nice overtake from Yaya there.
Oh, that's a very good overtake from
Is
Sunogo
Nicky
there.
gonna go for the switchback? No, he doesn't.
It looks like Dazzler will be coming out in 7th. He's on the mediums as Nicky Taylor is going to be planning on going for a move or trying to coach Sunogo. But Sunogo defends perfectly well and keeps the inside line.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Trix is actually closing the gap onto Doggy Dog.
3 laps between them times.
Meanwhile, Bradford is actually still going. Absolute trooper.
Yeah. At the moment,
There could be a possibility of him taking them to about lap 17.
Yeah. Then again, they did have to get in on that one, I think.
As Harry Ham is actually gaining onto Brandon again.
At the moment, who do you find as the most impressive driver to you?
Well,
No,
I think I'll have to say Bradford, I think.
Yeah, I'll say Bradford.
Even though this
as
is
well.
his debut, but Bradford, I think, has done super well on their mediums, showing the pace.
As Nick Taylor coming up on yeah.
And Squiddy now
Yeah.
goes into the pits.
As Trix is coming up on
Trix is
Dog,
catching up to Dog.
Yeah.
Harry Ham is struggling to keep up with Brandon. He's actually lost half a second. Now Dazzler's actually going backwards. He's struggling.
Something must have been wrong in the Force India.
Yeah. There's a yellow flag on the second sector. Well, there isn't anything. There isn't a lot. There's nothing. There's people on brackets fast lap of 130.9.
As we see Trix coming up to Doggy Dog.
So here comes up onto Doggy Dog. Doggy Dog takes the approach of 130 yard, but Trix, look at the speed he had.
That Ferrari speed. Oh, look at collision in the rear.
Tries to go for a switch back, but Doggy Dog
Lowe's
got him off guard.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, Trix is going to be utilising the DRS and ERS and now takes 5th on the approach in turn 1 and 2. Makes the job look easy.
Doggy Dog could have actually stayed on the right, but decided to go back in. So maybe there's a little bit of experience there from Trix, but we'll see how it goes as Nicky Taylor gets another time
gets a
penalty.
3-second time penalty.
I think that is his second, I'm not sure.
I don't know. So we're now past the halfway point. P1 Brad is still in the lead and he's now made a pit stop. With Bradford yet to make a pit stop, only being 10.6 seconds behind. So that does mean he will be. He could be joining back behind Dazzler.
All in front. But at the moment, the biggest winner is Bradford, while the biggest loser is Sonogo. As Bradford goes into the pitch.
And takes the pit line perfectly.
Yeah.
This does not get a stop go.
Where will he come out? We shall now know.
But the thing is, Bradford is now on a softer compound. So that means he'll have the advantage with Aaron Dazzler getting the fastest lap of 130.7.
And he's just behind him.
Just behind Aaron Dazzler. So he has not lost a position.
But he hasn't gained one.
He's joined back at the same grid position.
What lap do you want to talk about driver of the day?
Talk about driver of the day at lap 22, end of lap 22.
Okay, lap 22 on to lap 23, okay.
I think I've got 3 people in mind. Well, yeah, 3 people in mind.
I have 2 at the moment. But we'll see more when it gets underway.
Meanwhile, Aaron Dazzler's actually catching up with Doggy Dog. Getting faster and faster as his mediums are getting better and better. As Doggy Dog goes for the inside very early. But it looks... Dazzler had a little bit of a wheel spin. But it doesn't look like he's going to be phasing him that much because he's got the DRS and the ERS. Takes 5th.
He's up to 5th. Well, Trix, do he get a 3-second time penalty? To be honest, I think this race is...
Oh, Trix has lost it on the S's.
Yeah, but he rejoined back. Oh, nice. Pretty decent from Trix to rejoin him back like that. And not was it an
I think it was good awareness from Bradford though.
Yeah, but I give props
Good
to
awareness
Trix.
from Bradford. I think Trix could have rejoined it a little bit better.
Well, he gladly made it onto the track without causing any more incidents. So,
yeah, and also a huge props to Bradford being fully aware of the car in front, or also to what happened as well.
yeah.
Bradford is actually catching up to Doggy Dog now.
And Dazzler is
As
in
Brown
fourth.
starts. As Brown starts lap 18.
Yeah. Seems like Brown has just been in first for the whole majority of the race, and ever since the first sector, it's just gone.
Yeah.
He couldn't be seen ever again. Well, Bradford is catching up on Doggy Dog.
Well, I do know that Bradford is on a softer compound than the rest of the top 5.
Yeah, so might be good strategy on Bradford's side. But but it's just also tyre wear. How much tyre wear is he going to lose on each lap? Because we've got
Very, very good on ERS. It's always hovering onto the 30–45% mark.
yeah.
Shows very good ERS management. As Bradford looks like he's going to go for a move on Doggy Dog on the outside of Spoon.
If he gets this, it's a nice move, but he doesn't.
Oh no, Doggy Dog defends beautifully well. But it looks like Bradford's going to try and go for 2 bites of the cherry onto the approach of 130R.
And he gets it.
Going too wide. This is incredible stuff.
We'll go for a switchback.
Backs off. Tries to go for a switchback. But nothing.
Nice.
But Doggy Dog will be having DRS and ERS off of Bradford. Bradford goes for the right side, but it's a bit too late as Doggy Dog utilises the DRS and ERS and almost loses it. As Bradford tries to go onto the inside, but nothing.
Nice fighting from the two newcomers.
And fighting from the 2 debutants.
No, that's showing that they got heart and they want
Heart and dedication. It's very, very good.
As Bradford tries to go for the outside, but goes onto the grass a little bit, but looks to go on the inside. Just backs off a little bit. As Bradford nearly
gets
lost
a little bit of oversteer.
Yeah, which now makes Trix go into the play. With also Small go as well.
Yeah. Trix now enters the fray of the battle for the final top 5 spot as we now on to lap 20.
I've got 3 in mind. But it might just come down to 2. So
yeah. Oh, it looks like Bradford's losing a lot of ERS now. He's using way too much. He's now starting to panic.
he needs to. I think the people at the back are just in his own pit lane, or pit box area, as people say, get out of overtake and go into a lower ERS zone.
This Trix now overtakes Bradford to take P6.
Oh, he collides with him a little bit.
Oh.
He collides with him. And Sonogo goes through them both.
And also Bradford, being very well respected, has let Trix through. As Ham now gets a 3-second time penalty. Whereas Aaron Dazzler is actually closing the gap now even more. But he loses it again!
It's not a good day around that corner for
On
Dazzler now.
the gravel again.
It's definitely not a good day for him there.
No.
So that might have helped him a little bit. But also closes the gap between him and Dog as well.
Him and Doggy Dog a little bit now.
Yeah, so if I was Doggy Dog, just keep your head down and wait for an opportunity.
Yeah, keep your head down and try and go for it.
Not often you get 4th place, so as on your debut. So other than that, if he keeps his head down and someone from the top 3, well, top 4 gets another time penalty, he may move into the top 3. So
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, Sunoco's now actually closing the gap onto Doggy Dog.
yeah,
As Dazzler now. I think that's twice he's gone onto the gravel on that hairpin.
yeah, I think no, actually it's like 3 times to be honest. Yeah, it's been 3
Well,
times.
he went wide the first time.
Yeah.
Well, he went off the track
Acceptable.
twice. Oh, it's Sunoco! Dunlop corner!
Unlucky. Oh, Doggy Dog's been let off there.
As P1 Brand now goes on to lap 22.
Yeah. After the little spin from Dazzler, look at the time between him and Harry closing. 2 tenths.
Closing and closing. I think what Harry Ham needs to do is step on it.
Yeah. Doggy Dog's been on
But
those
the thing is
videos
though,
for
is once
17
Aaron
laps.
Dazzler closes, he starts to make mistakes again.
Yeah, he just needs to be patient and let the car drive.
Yeah.
Even though he's actually driving the car, but he needs to let the car flow.
Let it flow like a painter's brush.
Yeah. But not only that,
Basically.
Ham is closing up on Brandon. Damn it, Owen.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bradford is actually closing up onto Otis Tricks. Because Harry Ham's now losing the ground onto Brandon now. Because Aaron Dazzler's actually caught up with him.
Mm.
And has now officially avoided the grassy knoll sec part of on the right side with Taylor getting another front. Stop go.
We're speeding into the pits. Again.
As well, looks of it, P1 Brown will be starting. Is on to lap 23 of 27. So we now go on to the unique little segment of Driver of the Day.
To be honest, it's between Harry, Dazzler, and probably Doggy Dog. Because all 3 of them had pretty decent battles.
Harry Ham, Dazzler, and Doggy Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dazzler has the most overtakes. Harry had the most, well, probably pretty decent
I
battles.
think Harry Ham was the most consistent.
Yeah. But Dazzler is closing up on Harry Ham, so I think at this rate we just I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know. I know that Dazzler's made the most overtakes, but some of the overtakes has just been through via the pits.
Yeah. And plus he's been working, he's gone from last up to 4th, maybe 3rd.
Yeah.
So
Not entirely sure. Meanwhile, Aaron Dazzler is going to be trying to go for a move onto Harry Ham on the outside.
Oh,
There's been some contact between the two cars.
probably not good awareness from Harry Ham's point of view.
Well,
But
I think
Dazzler
it's
does have the
bad
arse.
timing off of Dazzler's point of view.
Yeah, but Dazzler does have the arse. Or is he outside of it though?
I think not, because they're side by side. Because
Oh,
Dazzler's going to
no,
be trying to go for a
Ham's-
move onto the far side, but I think it's completely messed up his rhythm.
And Bradford gets a stop-go penalty of us 5 seconds.
And now Dazzler, he tried to go for a move, trying to close the gap off on Harry Ham. Harry Ham goes wide on the exit of Degner 2. Sonogo gets the fastest lap on 1:29.4.
We've got to give Harry Ham credit. He's been, like, working his way up, and also, yeah, being consistent as Dazzler try to get to overtake on Harry Ham, and he gets it.
Still going side by side.
But it's forcing the
It does actually look like that.
injured.
It does look like that Dazzler makes it stick though.
Yeah, it does. He looks at stick, so now it's a Force India 2-3.
As Pima Brando starts lap 25. However, Harry Ham isn't actually backing down.
What that angle?
Dog is actually closing up now.
Yeah, but is it too soon? Is it too late?
That's actually a good point.
It might be too late. So to be honest, I would actually want to give it to Doggy Dog for having a really impressive debut.
Yeah.
And 5th ain't really much of a bad place to start as well.
No.
So-
That's actually a good point. Again, we obviously understand that. We understand, and I know you're going to be watching this, Dazzler, if you are. We obviously understand that you are trying to get driver of the day, but I mean, come on, do we really want to try and give you driver of the day almost every time? We need to give someone else some spotlight.
And as Dazzler just overtakes Brandon. That was just perfect time as well.
But I do think there is a possibility of Harry Ham getting a podium.
Yeah, if it keeps it.
Yeah.
If Harry Ham does get 3rd, then we'd probably give it to Harry Ham.
So we'll give it to Harry Ham because it's his first podium.
Yeah, but if it doesn't, then we want to give it to Doggy Dog. If Harry doesn't get...
I wouldn't mind giving it to Doggy Dog for having a very good debut.
Yeah, okay.
Despite having a quite inadequate qualifying.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give it to
Kind
Doggy
of
Dog.
lived it up to himself.
Right. We'll give it to Doggy Dog if Harry doesn't get podium, but if Harry does turn out to get a podium, we'll give it to Harry.
Yeah.
And plus the other
It looks
debutant,
like Bradford has
which,
actually got the overtake done on Sonogo, but it looks like Sonogo's going to be trying to go for another move. Trying to go for a move onto Bradford. Oh, there's been the contact. Oh, Sonogo, I think that was a little bit rushed. A little bit rushed there.
Yeah. Pinks and
There's
Eagles.
P1 Brad. P1 Brad's starting on his flying lap. Oh, final lap.
Yeah, he's just
on cruise control.
yeah. He's probably
Really?
put the control. He's probably just put autopilot on and just put the controller down and relaxed.
I'm pretty sure he's on a steering wheel.
He probably just put it's the same thing, Phil.
Well, a controller is basically a compact
Oh,
thing, and Nicky Taylor has crashed out, but he will get the 1 point because it's gone past 95%.
Yep.
So he will get the points. As P1 Brown is now coming up onto 130R. A very, very comfortable race.
Well, big battle between Bradford and Sonogo there.
And P1 Brown wins the Japanese Grand Prix.
From having a really good start on the track and just kept his momentum going throughout the whole race.
I think he had a bit of an okay start, I think. He had an okay start. Unlike Sonogo, but Sonogo bogged down a lot more.
Yeah.
With Aaron Dazzler taking second after jumping up 8 places. And Harry Hams has a stop go. So that could mean that the deed has been done.
Yeah. And it's unserved as well.
Dog. Oh. Doggy Dog stays in 5th.
Yeah, and he's been on those mediums from lap 3. So 24 laps. And nearly got 4th as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's a huge battle between Brandon and
Bradford, Sonogo and Squiddy. But looks like there was the contact.
Yeah, there was contact between Squiddy and Bradford.
Going end to end. But it could be based on penalties. So Sonogo takes 7th.
I think Bradford got a penalty there, not sure. Oh, Bradford got 9th.
Squiddy drops to 10th. Squiddy's 8th.
Yeah,
so there we have it.
Take a screenshot and invite them in.
Yep. So, P1 Brand yet again getting another win for the Renault team. And again, another 2-3 for Force India.
Oh, put that one in. Yeah.
I think we do actually have to give it to Doggy Dog if we're taking them mediums.
Yeah.
That long.
I'll give it to Doggy Dog. Plus, it's a decent debut from it as well. Going on 3 places.
Yeah.
Getting 10th. Congratulate him for that.
So we'll get the rest of the field, or the top 3, in for the interview. So P1 Brand takes another win, and 25 points yet again for the Renault team, taking him 1 step closer towards Aaron Dazzler, who takes 2nd place, who gets 18 points. With Brandon in 3rd, I think he'll be very happy with the performance, especially from the results of last week. Harry Ham will take 4th from starting in 6th place. There's Doggy Dog with the debutant from starting in 8th, having a bit of a slow qualified, takes 5th, and also was one of the first driver that took the mediums the longest. So we'd be very happy to take them 10 points, and also very happy to start on his debut pretty well. Obviously the retirement of Nicky Taylor, he will get the 1 point because of the 95% rule. So we do have the podium sitters for the end of the Japanese Grand Prix, and we'll start off with P1R Brown. I've got to say, another comfortable race and another comfortable win for you. Yeah, we did. So I'm guessing that you had to work your way through the track by just visual rather than. Um, I think there was at one point. Where was it? I think it was obviously, I think it was in the opening 5 laps where Brandon overtook Sonogo, and also was the same with Trix, and Brandon was kind of struggling a little bit. Do you think he was kind of applying the pressure on you when he was like that, less than a second, or did it just feel like, or did it feel like the opposite? Yeah, yeah. But anyway, congratulations on you for winning the Japanese Grand Prix. Aaron, if you have any other questions for people on Brand?
I have one. I'm just going to think the next race now is, I think USA. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
USA. Do you think that your car is going to be quick enough around the track to probably get another pole? Okay.
Yeah, anyway, congratulations on you for winning the Japanese Grand Prix, and we all wish you the very best at the USA Grand Prix. As we now go on to second, which is Aaron Dazzler, and the qualifying in Q3 was a little bit weird for you. You did actually, you went onto your outlap, which was about a minute with a minute 20 left.
Testing the weathers.
Are you sure about that?
No. I ain't sure about anything.
Right.
I tried the wheel in quali. Didn't go so well.
Yeah, I think we did see one spin at and the
You only
Degners.
saw one.
Yeah, we only saw one.
You missed all 38 of them.
I think we caught one glimpse of another one. I think it was when Harry
You
Ham
didn't get to see
lost.
it on board. Shocking. You would have had right laugh.
It was on the, I think it was at the background. I think it was when Harry Ham did the same earlier in the Degners.
Oh, forget that, Salman. That was his fault. One of the spins anyway. He just sat on the apex. I don't know what he's doing. Sat on the apex.
I
It's
love
literally
this.
the tightest
I love
corner on the
these
track.
answers.
What am I meant to do? So, tried to go around, but that went well.
But anyway, regardless,
I was on a flying
Q3,
lap as well. It's about 5 seconds off.
And onto the race, it did appear that you had a bit of an okay start on the opening 5 laps, but then you managed to pick up the pace a little bit for the rest of the laps.
I think I had more spins than there was laps in that race as well, even in the race.
I was about to say, despite making a few mistakes on the hairpin.
That hairpin, right. I've got a very good reason for that hairpin. Basically, in Aowa, we did the Christmas Cup, and it's in classic cars. Phil,
Yeah.
when you switch account, Go on Japan, choose the 98 McLaren, try and take that hairpin in that car. You won't go to sleep because you'll be there all night trying to do that hairpin once. I could not do that. I could not do the hairpin after using that McLaren. As you probably saw me go on the gravel about 7 times there.
Yes, we did.
We
at
counted
least
more,
not
but
one.
we take 7.
Yeah. I mean, the pace was good on laps I didn't bin it. I was doing, especially on the mediums, I was doing like mid-30s every lap, which was pretty deep. Well, not every lap, but the laps where I was in clean air. So it was actually alright. Bit of a suicidal setup. But, you know.
Well, at least despite obviously of the mishaps that you had, you got yourself
Mishaps, like,
second.
like 40 spins beyond mishaps. That's just Down syndrome.
Driver of the day.
Oh yeah, driver of the day, 40 spins. P2.
We need to put that as a award who had the most spins in a race.
I think we
Still,
could possibly
18
have that
points.
as an award, possibly, but who knows? Driver which has the most spins.
Can I just point out,
That's the winner.
I let P1R Brown win that. I let him win to spice up the championship. Because I
Even
was
your teammates laughing on that one.
I don't think, yeah, he's finding it
But,
funny. He's not laughing at me.
And nonetheless, congratulations on you to get second place. Also,
mate.
the question that Owen will say is obviously the focus is on to the USA Grand Prix next week.
How did you know? I was about to say that as well. God damn it.
What'd you say?
I can read your mind.
Just getting a little
Oh,
heads
USA.
up on what, about USA, how you feel about that
Right.
track. And
Well, the aim is to try and use the wheel again, which is probably not going to happen.
Right.
The tactic in the races, basically, I already know. Basically, you know those white lines? You stay in between them. Stay away from the walls. Stay away from the gravel, and you stay away from the Saubers.
And then don't do a Verstappen on the last lap.
What? Cut. I don't know. Can't do any guarantees. I don't know if I'll make the last lap.
Well, we'll find out, but nonetheless, congratulations on you to get second place, and also 18 more points for the Force India
Absolute
team.
privilege.
As we now go on to the other Force India driver, which is Brandon, which
God.
I have to say, Brandon, you kind of excelled the performance from last week.
It's alright.
Obviously, when I was giving questions to P1R Brad, he was pressuring him a little bit onto the first 5 laps, but he seemed to have backed off. I think it was at lap 7. Do you think it could have been a slight scare, or do you think you just kind of
To be honest,
lost?
I wasn't even focusing on Brown. It was more like the 3-4 people behind me I was more focusing on.
And speaking of that, you was leading the train of them.
I know.
Four,
good, isn't it?
3 drivers as well.
Yeah, they weren't too happy that he couldn't get past, but
With I
nevertheless.
think it was Sonogo, Trix, and Squiddy.
Yeah, they weren't happy, but stuff them. Make the car wide. He was delighted. He was behind me there. Make the car wide, make him hard, make him panic, and they all just fell one by one. And that was just me and Harry.
What, the person who crashed out the most people? Got it.
I think it was the start of that
well,
one.
to go back on topic of obviously you taking P3, Brandon. I think trying to remember, even though the race
Take
has
your
been
time,
done
Phil.
like 12 minutes ago. If I don't have anything, well, that was actually the last thing I was going to say. But I think the first thing I was going to say is that it did seem that your tyres were kind of actually on point for like most of the laps up until the onto the pit window, because we saw you, Trix, and Harry Ham.
My strategy was to take the S's. It's nice and conservative. You can easily spin through there, and then exploit the pace through sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, we did actually. I think it was. We saw Sonogo spinning it on Dunlop corner.
Yeah, I
I think
almost
it was
spun it there as well
on lap 20.
a couple of times.
It's
Tricky
quite
track.
a very tricky. Yeah, it is a very, very tricky track.
I'll show you. Have fun.
I won't. And then obviously with my last question, because obviously Aaron Dazzler said it, next week is USA. Do you think you get the points for the Force India team, or do you think there might be a huge mountain to climb?
Well, I thought Japan was the worst circuit, but USA is rubbish as well. So I don't know what to say about that track. Anything can happen. Probably. I thought it was good playing this
Anyway,
track.
congratulations to you, Brandon, to take P3 and also 15 points as well for the Force India team. Because both of you got both. Well, yeah.
Yeah, 33. That was
So you got
coming.
33 points for
That
the
was coming home.
constructors. So now on to obviously the biggest
Close.
question: driver of the day. Surprisingly, we was actually thinking of giving it to Harry Ham, because we were thinking of giving it to Harry Ham because he was closing the gap onto Brandon up until the point he got a 5-second stop go. Well, I think it was also that as well. But we actually decided to go for one of the debutants this time. No, not him. In other words, basically, me and Owen has decided to give it to Finn Doggy Dog. What?
That was not the reason why.
That wasn't the reason why he got it, though. No.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh dear.
Are you sure?
Basically, we decided to give it to Finn Doggy Dog because on his debut, yes, obviously there was an altercation between you and him, but the qualifying that he had was obviously on the slow end. But he picked himself up again, apart from the altercation between you and him. Yes, I've repeated myself twice. Yep, thank you for that. But he held his nerve and kept going and got himself P5 and onto the pit. And the strategy that he did, he was on the mediums for like 24 laps. So
I swear, I think Aaron's unhappy that he has to work today.
no, I think the reason why I think Aaron Dazzler just doesn't care, but he likes the fact he wants to make it more humorous. He wants to make Driver of the Day super humorous. Because he thinks that Driver of the Day is going to go to him because he made the most positions.
This stream is getting longer and longer, Phil. We need to end it now.
But anyway, I think that's been it for the. I think that is it for the GP 1.1.
He's dying down this end. Wait, you're saying you didn't have your audio in? We interviewed you and you had no audio in, oh for God's sake!
Anyway, that has been it for the Japanese Grand Prix for GP 1.1. Really? Oh, God. Well, yeah, that's it for GP 1.1 here at the Japanese Grand Prix. So congratulations to obviously the top three, which is P1R Brand, Aaron Dazzler and Brandon. And also congratulations to the driver of the day of Finn Doggy Dog. Tune in next week for 1.1 for the USA Grand Prix, as we go from one end of the world to the other. Meanwhile, tune in for... I know, even though my geography was terrible. But nonetheless, tune in tomorrow for GP3 and also for GP2 for the Japanese Grand Prix as well. And also tune in for Sunday for GP1 of the Japanese Grand Prix as well. Not really. We're on the other sides of the world, unless you just go around. I didn't even say it. Oh.
End the stream, end the stream,
But
end
yeah.
the stream, end it now.
Well, this has been it for 17, and I was with Owen.
Oh my God, we don't need the geography.
Oh my God. But yeah, this is it for 17, and I was with Owen.
Oh, I'm
for,
going to be pulling you on that fly in a moment.
And we'll be keeping you posted for next week for 1.1 at round 18 for the USA Grand Prix. Stay tuned.